MATIC, moving to POL. I don't know how to say it, but there's going to be a migration from the MATIC token to a new token called POL. And this video is going to explain all about it. I'll talk about a thing called the AG chain. I'll kind of explain why this is important. And also, I'm hoping this will be my biggest video. So, see you inside. So, the big day is coming. MATIC is bridging to POL. September 4th is going to happen. Okay? In this video, I will tell you everything you need to know in order to do this, in order to understand what's happening. Okay? Starting with this. Right now, MATIC's token on August 30th, 2024 is only 42 cents. Real stinker, right? When I compare that to something like Solana, Solana has, it's near its all-time highs. Okay? But Polygon, for some reason, is way down there. Okay, all-time high for Polygon is about $3, and it's at 42 cents. And it begs the question, why? Why is the price so low? And we have to consider things like, in this cycle, we had Poly market, right? This is still a big thing in this cycle, right? Prediction markets, there's the election between Biden and Trump. Poly market is killing it right now. Poly market is on Polygon, and yet, right, price is still down. We have things like this in the last cycle, right? So Polygon, Ethereum sidechain, is seeing major price gains. Meta announced Instagram will be using the Polygon network. Okay? So big institutional players like Meta, Instagram has chosen Polygon for this, for their blockchain services. And yet, right? Price is down. So question is why? Well, my personal opinion is since this hype in the last cycle, Polygon hasn't really said or done anything, right? And this is why the price is slowly sliding down. But here's the key thing. They haven't said anything. And actually, I was wrong there. They have done things. They have been doing things in the background for these past couple years, right? They've been spending a lot of money on the things that they're making, okay? And these things they're making is related to this migration from MATIC to Polygon, right? So it's this big buildup. From this last cycle, they've been spending, developing, and all of this work is coming in 5 days. So my prediction is this terrible 42 cents price will at least hit $1, right? And so if you're interested, I would recommend buying soon. Not financial advice. Don't blame me if you lose your money. It could go to zero. But my opinion, I will probably, after this video, buy some Polygon because September 4th is only a couple days away and the price is still very low. And this is something they've been doing for a long time. So question is, what is POL? What the hell is that? Okay. Well, first thing you know, MATIC 1-for-1, right? So if you have MATIC, it is equal to 1 POL. It is the same thing. Okay. And the next question would be, how do I do this? Well, good news. If you have MATIC on the Polygon chain, which is what most people have, right? If you have MATIC on proof of stake Polygon, you don't have to do anything, right? No action required, right? It just automatically changes from 1 to 1. Everything's the same. Okay. So that's good news. If you have MATIC on the Ethereum chain, or also these other chains, right? Really these two, right? If you have Polygon on Ethereum or the Polygon ZK EVM, you do have to do something. You will have to bridge it, okay? Which is kind of annoying, but it's probably going to be easy, right? So you have to go to their Polygon portal. There's probably going to be a button here, something like bridge from MATIC to Polygon. Sorry, bridge from MATIC to POL. Should be pretty easy, okay? So, and then the last thing to note is if you have your MATIC on a centralized exchange like Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, whatever, right? If you have Polygon on there, if you have MATIC on there, they will probably do it for you. So don't have to worry. Okay, so I'll summarize that again. Number one, if you have MATIC on the Polygon chain, don't worry. Number two, if you have MATIC on a centralized exchange like Binance, don't worry. Number three, if you have MATIC on Ethereum, you should do something, okay? To be honest, I don't think many people have MATIC on Ethereum. You may have MATIC on Ethereum if you were using OpenSea in the last bull cycle because they had a thing called wrapped MATIC, blah, 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 right? Whatever. Okay, so anyways, those are the three cases. Should be pretty easy though. And the question is, why do I have to worry about all this stuff? Well, what is happening is Polygon has this new token called POL. Let me zoom in here. And like it says here, 1 token to power all Polygon chains. So essentially what is happening is right now MATIC powers the Polygon chain. The proof of stake chain is 1 token, 1 chain. What you're transitioning to is 1 token, many chains. Okay? This doesn't sound super amazing, but it is. Oh, yes, it is. Okay? What they're going to do is create this thing called the AG chain, the aggregation layer. And this is a big deal because anyone now can connect into this aggregation layer, and then this aggregation layer then rolls up onto Ethereum. Okay, so there's a lot of these layer 2s, things like Optimism, things like Arbitrum. And what they do is they have all their stuff on their chain, they roll it up and put it onto Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is now the historical chain which collects all the information over time. And you take all your actions like minting NFTs, playing games, you take it on those other chains. Okay, so Polygon is the same as that. But there's a crucial difference here. What Polygon is doing is instead of just having their own chain, they have created an aggregation layer which allows other people to kind of connect into this chain, and this chain rolls it up and puts it onto Ethereum. Okay? This is a big deal because Ronin, Maiden, Movement, Swell, Immutable, Astar, AggLayer, ZKVM, and Ton are all going to be part of this AggLayer system. Okay? I want to be clear, these are still all their own blockchains. They do all their own stuff, right? If you have money on Ton, you're still in Ton. But here's the most important part. If I have USDT on Ton, it is equal to USDT on Polygon chain, or equal to USDT on Immutable chain. They're the same thing now, because they're all connected through this AggLayer, through this aggregation layer. So let me say that again, because this is a big deal, right? If I want to mint an NFT on Ton, but I only have money on Immutable, well, no worries. In the past, you had to bridge it, all that stuff, that's all gone. Now, if I have money on Immutable, I just click one button, click, and now I have an NFT on Ton. Super duper duper easy. Okay, I think I have, here you go. Yes, so for example, transferring assets between chains. Before you had to bridge, no worries now. Playing gaming, it doesn't matter, right? If I have money on Ton and I want to play a game on Immutable X, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, right? A single click. For you developers out there, it's called a bridge and call, right? So for the developers that write all their logic in this function, one click, boom, happens across all of these chains. So big deal. And yes, like I said, Ton is huge this cycle, and they have chosen Polygon as this layer 2 network. Okay, so big deal, right? This is what it is, right? So this is why I believe Polygon will go from 42 cents to 1,000 million bazillion dollars. Not financial advice. That's what I think. I think that because, let me explain what's happening here, right? So what Polygon does is they are giving Ton this kind of developer kit. They're giving Ton everything they need to run their own blockchain. So this is something Ton owns and runs themselves. But Polygon has provided all the stuff they need. Okay, and this is a big deal because now anyone can do it, right? So for example, if I go back to Instagram, right? If Instagram wants to run their own Instagram chain, they can do that, no problem, right? Mark Zuckerberg, take your own chain, whatever. Then you go into the AggLayer, AggLayer goes onto Ethereum, and everyone is happy. Okay, so big deal. The last thing I will mention, let me see. I showed you that picture too early, but the last thing I'll mention is Pessimistic Proofs. So essentially the way this can work is because pessimistic, right? So we have this thing called an optimistic roll up where we kind of are assuming these players are playing fairly. If they do lie, we can look at the code and look at the history and take their money. Okay. But what Polygon has chosen to do is a thing called a pessimistic proof, where all of these chains, Instagram chain, Ton chain, Immutable chain, they all do their things on their own chains. They bundle it up. It goes through this kind of pessimistic proof layer. And what this is doing is checking to make sure everyone is honest. Once it has been verified, it goes onto the AggLayer. And then once AggLayer has done all that stuff, it bundles it up. And then at the end of the line right here, at the end of this would be Ethereum. Okay? So that is essentially the POL token in a picture, right? So MATIC to POL, what is POL? POL is this. And yes, I've shown you this too many times now, so let's actually talk about this. The reason why I'm showing you this is if you have been holding POL, like me, if you've been holding it since the bull run here, no worries. You diamond hands out there, don't worry, because your day is coming soon. September 4th. Let's go to the moon! POL to the moon. Bye.